Hello and welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Doctor Who reaction. This is season 13 episode 6 and it's the final part of Flux. The Vanquishers, I believe this is called. Okay, I'm not going to get through this in one go and I've got quite a lot to say. I think it's probably a waffle, but just in case you don't want to hear all the waffle, you can skip to the reaction here. In between the last episode and now, I have gone back and rewatched, well, all the episodes from the Timeless Child onwards. So the Timeless Children, the New Year special, and the 5 episodes of Flux that have been so far. And it's making a little bit more sense now, I think. There's still a few things that I'm a little bit hazy on, and exactly how they fit into, well, what passes for canon in the Doctor Who universe. Because I've watched all 5 episodes of Flux in like a day, I'm a little bit confused as to what happened in what episodes, but Carvanista first of all. The Doctor mentioned that he was the last known operative that the Doctor could find that worked for the division. And the storming of the Temple of Atropos that we saw in Once Upon a Time, he was definitely there. So in Once Upon a Time, they were getting, all their timelines were getting all mixed up. And they were playing different parts, as it were, like a dream, but it wasn't a dream. Because they were connected to the Temple of Atropos. The Temple of Atropos, that's all it had to go on. Which is why Yaz took the place of Vinder's commanding officer, etc., I suppose. And Dan was taking the place of Carvanista in the Doctor's own memory. So sometime during the Dark Times, the Ruth Doctor and Carvanista, while working for Division, stormed the Temple of Atropos and captured Swarm and Azure. Unsure whether the temple was theirs to begin with. Somehow Azure escaped capture, but Swarm didn't and was imprisoned. And then the division placed the Mori, whoever the Mori are or were, in the temple to temper time itself, to control it. That does actually fit with the lore of classic Doctor Who. I don't remember whether it was mentioned in the classic series or whether it was mentioned in the books, but I'm pretty sure there was the legend that before the Gallifreyans were Time Lords, during the Dark Times, time was untempered. It ran wild, and that the Time Lords ended that era of the Dark Times by bringing time under their control. But this was millennia ago. This was more than even that. That was tens of thousands of years ago. Maybe it was even longer than that. Maybe it was, you know, right at the beginning of the universe, almost. Anyway, it kind that kind of fits. What else? What else? It was supposed to be the Ruth Doctor's last mission before Division allowed her to leave, which we know wasn't real, because the Ruth Doctor had her memories taken away from her. So it seems that it would appear that the Ruth Doctor is the Doctor immediately preceding William Hartnell's Doctor. And that would explain why Ruth Doctor's TARDIS was a police box. It could be that Ruth Doctor landed in London, maybe with Susan. Maybe Susan was an ex-operative of Division as well, and then had their memories wiped. So that the first Doctor, William Hartnell, thought he'd only been in London 1963 for a few months, but maybe it was a lot longer. Okay, Unit. Let's bring up Unit, because that's a sensitive one. It seems that the Grand Serpent had infiltrated Unit before Unit even came into being. What does that say about all the Unit stories that we've had? I'm not entirely sure I like what I think it implies. That Unit was always under the control, or at least being manipulated by, a malevolent alien being. And who is the Grand Serpent? Some have suggested that it might be the Master, a very, very early incarnation of the Master. And we know for a fact that Roger Delgado's Master was never meant to be the first incarnation. In fact, it was always meant to be the last, or at least the penultimate Master. So we know that there's room for lots of pre-masters before Delgado. Vinder and Bell. No, let's carry on with Unit. Let's carry on with Unit, because I don't like the implication there. But at the same time, we're dealing with a timeline that is completely broken at the moment. So the Grand Serpent might be using that to change time, change the timeline, and the original Unit timeline still stands. Because I can't... What's really bugging me is the fact that the General took the police box from the Village of the Angels in 1967 when everyone disappeared. And then the third Doctor arrives in exile at Unit with another TARDIS in 1970 or 1980, depending on falsified records and changed dates. But at some point, the third Doctor came along with another TARDIS. So did the TARDISes know that a future version of itself was upstairs in the General's office? Okay, Bell and Vinder. Are they Division? Is the Grand Serpent Division? I think the Grand Serpent has to be Division. Therefore, I think Bell and Vinder have to be Division. But I'm not 100% convinced. Some think that still that they are the Doctor's parents. But I think it's already been established, even in the TV canon, that Gallifreyan Time Lords do not give birth naturally. They've moved past that, and new Gallifreyans and new Time Lords are built, more or less, loomed. So pre-Time Lord, what are they doing still here, like in this time zone? No, I don't know on that one. I did wonder why Carvanista at the start of this storyline was so aggressive. He'd captured the Doctor, sentenced to triple death with killbots and acid lakes and a planet that was about to become a ball of fire. Then when he came to Dan, he basically pretty much smashed the door down with the words surrender or die, or submit or die, or something like that. If his mission all along was to save Dan, and his species' mission was to save humanity, why was he going in all aggressive? Why was he talking to the Doctor like he was planning an invasion? At no point did he ever mention that he was there to help until he was absolutely confronted with it. And then I realised that Carvinist is just a dick. And that's the reason. And of course he got there ahead of the fleet, which was unexpected. But yeah, I think most of Carvinista's actions can be explained by the fact that he's just a bit of a dick. And now we come to Tectoine and the Division. It seems that their original goal was to end the Dark Times. But how long have they been planning this universe swap? And why? It's not like our universe is the mother of the next, the second universe, the next universe along. They seem to coexist at the same time. Tectoine even says that the next universe may have been the universe that the Doctor came from originally. So knowing that the next universe is already inhabited, it seems a little bit cruel and disturbing that the Division, that Tectoine would want to introduce weeping angels into their universe and other such horrors, possibly Daleks and Cybermen and stuff. I'm not getting the reason why they released the Flux to begin with, to stop the Doctor. What's that? What? Yeah, why the swap? Why suddenly is this so important that they destroy the universe? And Tectoine, yes, it does seem like it does seem like Tectoine pretty much found a child, and after finding out that the child could regenerate, basically tortured the child to death multiple times in order to find out the secret of the regeneration. I was rather hoping it wasn't going to go that way, that maybe there was some sort of some mutual cooperation. But no, it seems like Tectoine is just, and the Division itself is just another baddie that wants to destroy the universe, and the Doctor has got to save the day. Which seems a little bit disappointing. Seems a little bit small. Yeah, we've seen Davros try to destroy all universes in all realities. We've had the end of the world, end of the universe, end of reality itself, end of time itself, even. So the Division just being another one of those that wants to destroy the universe, blah 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 blah, seems a little bit small. So and we've had this really big build up for Tectoine, for the Timeless Children. I still think there's more going on there than there's more repressed memories, there's more to that story than we're actually being told at the moment. But anyway, back to the Division. Yes, I would like there to be more to it than that. I mean, obviously there is, because this wasn't always their mission. They must have had, if they've been going since the Dark Times for millennia upon millennia, then they must have had other objectives at some point in the past. So what are they? and how many Doctor's consciousnesses are trapped in that fob watch. And somebody in the comments did point out that the fob watch seemed to be calling to Azure as well. I didn't see that myself, but it's possible. And we did see, I'm pretty convinced that we did see Swarm regenerate when he took the life force of, I have it written down here, Encentak, the Guardian right at the beginning that was sent to check on his imprisonment and got zapped basically. He regenerated, he changed from the sort of melty face Swarm to the bit sticking out Swarm. Is here. How and now Swarm and Azure have taken control of Division, which is outside of time and space. Well, they've taken control of the control room. Where is this going to lead?
She thinks running will help.
We're defenseless.
Send them down into door 9. Wow. That was extremely effective.
You're not going to leave us, Doctor.
Systems functional. Exit available.
Watch me. I don't know who you are, but you're pretty unstable. Why? I'm the most stable person I know.
No, she means you're phasing in and out. Is Passenger a TARDIS? Oh, Kate.
Who are you? And what are you doing in my tunnels?
Here? Where's here? And also, I was...
Hey!
Yes! Dan! Kate Stewart! Kate Stewart! Jericho! And a Victorian-looking bloke. What's hardest? And a lot of doors.
She's being split everywhere. She's still at Division.
Seems you are unable to tear yourself away.
That does not belong to you.
Do you think we're going to stop?
It might, though.
After all the time you've made me wait. This is better than we could ever have hoped. We have everything we need. Division. The power to destroy your universe. And you.
We offer the three-fingered hand of uneasy alliance. We must join together to survive this threat against us. Except Rutans. Rutans, you remain hideous scum and must be obliterated. To a dawning.
Okay, then. They haven't lost their hatred for the Rutons, then. Good. What the hell is going on here?
Give me that phone watch.
Shall I open it? Shall we see?
Yes.
I think I shall.
Oh, we're going to see that house. That weird house.
All the people you've been. It's all in there.
Oh.
In that house. What are you waiting for?
I thought it might have been that.
Outside, take a look. Meet the selves you've lost.
A mind
Are
palace.
you worried what you may discover?
No, 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 no.
She feels all of it.
I could make her feel so much more.
Oh, put it back together again.
I could do this forever.
Short class, you're still in the 60s.
Oh, I say.
You're safe. All of you. How did you... You said you were in 1901, but we were split, and the angels took you. Didn't think I'd ever see you again. I'm glad you're okay.
The good news is, we can get you back to 2021.
I feel like there might be bad news.
The planet's under alien occupation.
Angels.
No, a race called Sontarans.
We need your recipient abilities in order for you and I to go undercover on an alien spacecraft.
Oh, yeah?
What?
I glimpsed a memory of you.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Together, the Temple of Atropos. Division mission, that's my guess. Am I right?
When I said I couldn't talk to you about it, I really meant it.
Oh.
Locked in! Pass the time!
I have a synaptic collider implanted in my brain. If I talk about it, the collider will inject poison directly into my brain. I'll be dead in 3 seconds.
Aren't you talking about it now?
That in your head.
Control over division means control over the final Flux event. It's so interesting, Doctor. I look in your mind and I see what you're most afraid of. Your biggest fear isn't yourself. You and Division left us suffering. This is how we will repay you. Suspended, feeling every death, every dying particle on a loop. And as this happens, we will summon our savior. Time as witness.
What?
Okay, then, so they work. So they're disciples of time.
I need to show you something.
She's
Found this after I've been here for a while.
she's really been working hard, hasn't she?
How long did it take to dig this?
Way too long.
It's a bioform. It's a combination of organic and machine. But these are the internal tech systems. Now, I'm all about disrupting the systems.
Oh yeah.
Gotta be quick!
We're out. Nice work.
Now what?
Feels
Pre-
weird. Feeling weird a lot today, but that feels different. Are you? How rude! Try and kill me right now. Binary demi-species with interbody bioprojection. Kill by suffocating the target from within, using their own lesser dominant, often more deadly form.
Surrender to death.
I'd rather not.
My friends have arrived. Huh?
Please stop torturing me. Like immediately. Hey! Why? You're cute. Yes. So are you.
What have you done to me?
Put you on the very naughty step. Frozen. So, subject to it.
Oh god, a third one's going to come in a minute, isn't there?
Lockfield now. Taste your own medicine, I'm afraid.
But where are you? When are
This is
you?
Vinder calling the doctor.
Urgent help requested. Doctor, are you receiving?
Vinder, he's alive.
How'd you know Vinder?
Vinder, can you hear me?
You're the one he's looking for.
He's alive. Boosting the signal. Vinder, this is the doctor receiving him.
Hurry it up, lads!
Back inside.
Think it was enough?
Nope.
Doctor, your existence is becoming too unstable. I fear it will destroy you. Refreshment?
Thank you.
You can move a TARDIS inside the passenger.
Quick, TARDIS doesn't like it in here.
Yay! Reunited at last. Both of them. All of them.
Jericho, Claire, use the transmat rings now.
Ready?
Yes. Go, Miss Brown.
Oh, he's got no way back now.
Oh dear.
That's right, the doctor will get ya. Just survive.
Party shield ships in ball formation.
Party ships are moving and reforming. This is a betrayal.
Yep. What did you expect? Come on. You'd have done the same.
Where are my soldiers? Unconscious. What, you think I know Lupari's ships inside out? Learn how to send a stun pulse to incapacitate intruders, and how to remotely control the fleet formation. You are not in control. We are.
I, sir, am Professor Eustachius Jericho, Scourge of Scoundrels.
wish I'd written that autobiography. What a good title, by the way. I will now execute you. I really don't think you're going to have time. What an awfully big adventure.
Oh, Jericho didn't make it. Unless time gets reversed and rewound.
What were you telling me? The passenger form. Inside is endless. Endless matter. Can't you use that to absorb what's left of the flux?
Diane, you may just have saved the rest of the universe.
Told you those things underestimated me.
Really? The passenger form can hold that amount of energy? That seemed to be wrapped up rather neatly.
Our savior.
Oh, hello.
Wondered what time would look like. Way to play to your ego.
Savior.
Soon the flux is extinguished.
What?
You bring me here to announce you failed.
Sure you press the right button.
The timeless child, a sacrifice, she is yours. But how will I reward your failure in my services?
Oh. Oh, they're quite enjoying their execution. And that gives you the watch.
I've waited a long time for this.
What are you going to do? Shoot me?
It's better than that.
Open door 7, please, Prentice.
I knew you were skulking down here.
And yet in your arrogance you came alone.
Ooh, somewhere very cold. You won't like that. Oh. He's trapped on an asteroid in deep space. You've still got it. Do you open it? Or do you wait until the specials next year? Drop it, Doctor. Good. Good. No good will come from that knowledge. You just lead to more questions, more complications. No. No! Okay then, that was the final episode of this 6-part story, Flux. And I've got to admit, I've really enjoyed it. It's been very confusing in parts, but yeah, I mean, it really worked. And I think it worked, it's hard to say, but I compared it a few episodes ago to Trial of a Time Lord, The Keys to Time, those sort of multi-story arcs. And now that I've finished it, and it's more like, albeit the episodes are longer, it's more like an actual, just a classic Who story. You know, a multi-part story. And I've got to admit, watching it and knowing what I know about the other episodes that Chibnall has written for Doctor Who, I'm going to say it right here and now. I think Chibnall is a massive Third Doctor fan, because there was a lot of, during this Flux storyline, there's been a lot of Third Doctor references. Commander Lynx, mentioning Commander Lynx in the War with the Sontaran episode. That was the Third Doctor. That was, I think that was the first time we ever saw the Sontarans, was Commander Lynx, when he was in the medieval period. I can't remember what episode it was, but that was a Third Doctor story with Sarah Jane Smith. There was the whole unit thing with the Grand Serpent, making references to second and third Doctor storylines. And yeah, okay then. I'm going nowhere with this. I've got 9 bullet points that I think should cover everything for this outro. So let's start with number 1. The Grand Serpent. I think we're safe because there was no more mention about the Grand Serpent's infiltration of UNIT, and we went straight to Kate Stewart in this episode. I think we're fairly safe in saying that the Grand Serpent's infiltration was for access, not subversive. So all the UNIT story still stands, and UNIT wasn't a corrupt or corrupted task force. The Grand Serpent was there just for access and information. That's why he embedded himself so deeply and at such a high level as well. But who is he? We didn't get any answers to that one. Just another baddie? I don't think so. I really don't. There was the mention of his 2 heartbeats, or his 2 pulses, which is obviously the human and the snake that's living inside him. And you notice, we never saw... We saw the snake exit people after killing them, but we never saw it enter them. A bit worrying. Oh, well, we did see it enter the Grand Serpent, but then again, that was its natural home. So what was the Grand Serpent? Was the Grand Serpent actually a serpent? Or was the snake-human relationship more symbiotic? The thing that's really bothering me about the Grand Serpent, and makes me think that we haven't seen the last of him, and that he's more than just another randomly created enemy, was the time travel thing. Now, is he just really long-lived? Like, he infiltrated UNIT in 1958 and he never aged at all until 2021. We didn't age at all in all those years. Kate Stewart said that he kind of just turned up on occasion, just turned up. So was he a time traveller, just popping in and out here and there, or is he sort of very long-lived? Is he, as I first maybe suspected, a previous incarnation of the Master? I think I mentioned that in the intro. The Master does have a history of relationships with snake-like creatures. I'm thinking about the TV movie. Okay then. I don't know who Prentice is, but a lot of focus was spent on him. And that ending where they banished him to the asteroid and locked him in there, they didn't really need to do that. They could have just not given him any sort of closure at all. The fact that we did get that closure at the end makes me think that we haven't seen the last of him, and that he's going to pop up next year in one of the specials. But maybe not. And then we come to the Ravagers, Swarm and Azure. Definitely Swarm regenerated at the beginning of the first episode. His look changed. There was a kind of, not the big fiery orange fireball sort of regeneration, but there was a kind of effect going on. So what were they? What were they? Obviously a very ancient enemy, because the Ruth Doctor had to fight them in the distant past, the Dark Times. There's a lot that still doesn't make sense about the Ruth Doctor. And again, I don't think... Oh, I do actually know. I think we've seen the last of her. I think Chibnall's going to leave that one alone now. So yeah, what were the Ravagers? Just again another ancient enemy. They were worshippers of time, and what was time? It was like a living embodiment. Was that just there just to foretell the Doctor's demise, or this particular Doctor's demise? As for that, I'm quite happy to have Azure and Swarm remain as standalone characters for this particular storyline, and we never see them again. They were very effective, I really liked them, but let's learn the lessons of the Weeping Angels and not bring them back again, because they will just become weaker as an enemy on each repeated use. So they were very effective in this episode. They were very scary, very mysterious. Don't really know where they come from or what their real purpose was, apart from to obliterate spatial things. So yeah, let's just leave it at that. As for the Grand Serpent, I hope we do see him again. Hopefully played by the same person. And hopefully give it a bit of time. So we the audience can forget about him. But with the locked door, locking him in onto the asteroid, and the end part where Dan is trying to persuade the tourists to go and investigate the tunnels, you know that someone's going to find that door and open it and release Prentice. So yeah, I see that being very open-ended. Bell and Vinda, do we think that they are now going to go off, albeit with Carvanista, and play happy families even with the pet dog? No. There was so much focus on the baby, or rather the baby monitor thing that she had, and there was so much focus on their backstory. And maybe they're not important, maybe the baby's not important, but somehow I think that Chibnall's got a plan for them that we haven't seen the last of them, especially when they, well, I assume that Carvanista is going to just drop them off at whatever planet they want to settle down on. But maybe they're going to go travelling with Carvanista. I really liked Belle. Vinda sort of comes with the territory, I suppose. He was an alright character. He wasn't great. But I really liked Belle. I really got into her character. And I really do hope we see them again. Maybe just tie up. Just give them... I don't know. They don't really need... I suppose they're good as standalone companion assistants. I'm not bothered either way, actually, on that one. I would like to see them come back again. I'm not going to be totally bothered if they don't. I still think the baby was special, though. I'm getting there. Okay, then. My next bullet point is... next bullet point. Yaz, Dan and Jericho. Okay, Jericho, I really loved. He was funny in places. He offered great comic relief. But also he was very intense as well. When he was talking about standing up to the angels. I mean, the fact that he accepted what was going on with barely a question, barely a raised eyebrow. He just accepted what was going on and did his part. But when he was talking about being one of the first into Belsen, to liberate Belsen at the end of the Second World War. That was an intense moment. So yeah, it's just a shame that he died at the end, because he would be a brilliant character to again have as a future guest appearance. But I suppose if they really wanted him back, if they really wanted to bring Jericho back, they could figure out a way of making it that he didn't really die in the Flux. John Bishop. I've always liked John Bishop anyway, and well, I've always liked Bradley Walsh, but I didn't think Bradley played the role of Graham that well. I have with Graham. It's a little bit, but John Bishop as Dan, he's taken to the character straight away. Straight away, Dan is believable. He's relatable. We can empathise with him. We can be sympathetic with him. The clash. It's not really a clash, but the personality between him and Yaz, the whole Liverpool Sheffield rivalry thing going on, that was fantastic. Very, very funny. And yeah, I just felt like the relationship between Yaz and Dan was straight away really good. The chemistry was really, really good. Way, way better than Yaz and Ryan, or Yaz and Graham, or even with Ryan and Graham. Although the chemistry between Ryan and Graham was never supposed to be that easy. Yeah, so I'm looking forward. I'm glad that Dan is going to be travelling with the Doctor and Yaz for at least the next few specials. I'm really going to enjoy their relationship as it develops on board the TARDIS. And they're on board the TARDIS. They're not just having the Doctor pick them up every Thursday. They're actually going to be in the TARDIS, living in the TARDIS, travelling around. Which, back to the same as the good old days, I never did like the idea of this. The Doctor coming to pick Clara up every couple of weeks or whatever. I never liked the idea of that. I always liked the idea of the companions, the assistants, the whatever you want to call them, travelling with the Doctor 24/7. So, and it looks like we're going to get that again. So that's great. Yaz, oh my God, she has grown so much, and the actress has grown. I can't remember what the bloody actress is called now, but I'm having a mind blank. But she has grown into that role so much since the end of since the special, since the Revolution of the Daleks or whatever it was called last year. I don't know what she's been doing in the interim. But Yaz, again, is just a relationship with the Doctor, her relationship with everybody else, her ability to improvise and be the Doctor when the Doctor's not around, which is a key skill for some companions. Not all, but some. She's picked that up so well. Yeah, I've been working on a companion ranking lately, and after this story, after Flux, I'm now really considering whether Yaz is in the right place. I might have to boost her up a little bit, because she's been fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, Diane and Claire. My thoughts on Diane and Claire. Diane, nah, she's alright, I suppose. we're never going to see her again. There's, unless Chibnall's got something up his sleeve where Dan wants to visit Diane. I really don't see it. She's rejected him now. She's got a bee in her bonnet about him being late, and that's it. And that's what has caused him to be travelling with the Doctor. So the chances of me seeing Diane again, I think, are very, very low. But I liked her. She was alright. She played her part well. You know, like within the storyline, the character played the part well. She wasn't phased. She quickly grasped what was going on. She came up with the final plan at the end, something the Doctor didn't even think about. Otherwise, that she would have done it a lot sooner. So yeah, 50-50 on Diane. Doubt if we'll see her again. If we do, yeah. Claire, on the other hand, she was great. Claire was great. Again, I don't think we're going to see her again. I think she's played her part in the storyline, and that is it. We got an explanation for everything that was going on. It was the Weeping Angel that was living inside her, and then it transferred over to the Doctor, and then the Doctor changed into the Angel. It wasn't really real. It wasn't really anything to do with Claire. Claire was no one special. Just happened to be the human that the Angel decided to hide in. So yeah, I liked Claire. I thought the Claire's storyline of getting bounced around here and there, and the premonitions and all that, it all tied in really well, really worked. Okay, then that just leaves the two hardest ones to talk about: Carvanista and Tectoine. And Ood. Ood didn't really play that big a part. It's great to see the Ood again, but... Right, Carvanista. Carvanista, as I explained in the intro, is a dick. That's it. That's his character in a nutshell. I'm glad we got an explanation of why he didn't want to talk about Division and why the Doctor was chasing him in the first place. The fact that he's got a thing in his head that's going to kill him if he ever talks about it is a little bit awkward. Again, the Doctor's got the answers she needs. She doesn't need Carvanista anymore. Carvanista's gone off with Bell and Vinda to play Happy Families or something. So I don't think we're going to see him again, but it was an interesting concept, having dog people. I mean, Moffat introduced cat people. No, Russell T Davies introduced cat people. But then again, the cheetah people had been introduced donkeys years ago. And we've already had I think in William Hartnell's time, we had the butterfly people and the wasp people or something in the Web Planet. But the makeup was really good, and behind all that makeup, even though the actor playing Carvanista, all you could really see of him was his eyes. I'm assuming it was a he that was playing, that was underneath all that makeup. If it wasn't, I apologise, but I think the eyes, but I think the actor did a really good job of conveying a lot of emotion in just the eyes. Right, Tectoine, well, played by Barbara Flynn, and I love Barbara. I've always loved Barbara Flynn. Tectoine herself, she was a bit of a dick as well, wasn't she? and she just seemed to be just another enemy. But, well, we have seen the last of her because she was released, whatever that means. She was killed, pretty much. So I guess we've seen the last of Division as well, because she was pretty much the last remaining operative, wasn't she? Everyone else has been memory wiped or had things implanted in their heads, I assume. So is Division no more? I think Chibnall only created that to kind of a fingers up at the fans that were Not My Doctors, all the Not My Doctor lot. It created a division in the fandom, and I think that was his little pun of creating division in Doctor Who, because he's been accused of creating division in Doctor Who. Yeah, I honestly think that he's created that just as a... Yeah. But I think we've seen the last of that. Which brings us to the ending and the fob watch. So the Doctor's got the fob watch. She's got her memories, albeit trapped in it's still in the fob watch. She can open that at any time now. And I didn't really like, when I first saw the ending, I liked the idea of her hiding it from herself, so she's never tempted. And then she said, unless I really want to. And I thought, oh, that's a bit of a letdown. That's a little bit of a cop-out. But I've had 24 hours to think about it now. And I think, no, that's perfect. That is perfect, because I think if Chibnall wants to go there and wants to release those memories back into the Doctor's mind, he would have done so there and then. I think he's just leaving it open. We've seen the Ruth Doctor. We know that there is past Doctors. The Morbius Doctors are now canon because of the Timeless Children. But he doesn't need to go there anymore. He's introduced that fact. Now some other writer, some other showrunner at some other time can go there if they want to. There is a wealth of previous Doctors there to base books around, base audio dramas and Big Finish dramas around, or to reintroduce it into the TV series if they want to. But they don't have to. It's just this treasure trove of possibilities that's just waiting there to be opened if they need it. And I think that's a brilliant setup. I think Chibnall's done really, really well in it. Overcomes all any possible regeneration limit possibilities for the future. We've got unlimited regenerations now. I mean, yeah, we've just got so much stuff now that we can draw upon if we want to. Fan fiction, Big Finish, any of the books, book series, they can be based on previous, past, unknown Doctors. Sky's the limit now, or we can never visit that again. We can bring in the 14th Doctor and never go there. It's choice now. It's left a wealth of choice for future writers. So yeah, that gives that. Now that I see the Timeless Children and that whole thing in perspective, I'm giving it a thumbs up. The storyline might have been a little bit confusing. It might have been a little bit messy. It might not have been the best way of portraying it, but what was portrayed gets my thumbs up. Well, I'm going to skip ahead one because it makes more chronological sense. The music. Holy moly. the music has Segun Akinola. Segun, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Segun Akinola has really stepped it up. Beginning to hear themes going on from previous stuff that he's done for Doctor Who. It's been dramatic. It's been really noticeably better than in previous seasons, I think. I'm going to have to go and revisit and re-listen to season 11 and 12's music again, because the music in Flux was absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. It was calm and reserved and in the background where it needed to be, and it was in your face where it needed to be. I hadn't noticed that in previous seasons. I was too focused on the fact that it wasn't Murray Gold anymore, and I'd had 10 seasons to get used to Murray Gold's music and his style, and Segun has a completely different style. So I think maybe in the past I've been a little bit too hard on Akinola. So I'm gonna be revisiting his music to see really if season 11 and 12's music was as uninteresting as I thought it was at the time. I look forward to listening to it isolated from the TV show as well, so that I can really listen to his themes and see what I can make of it. But yeah, really impressed. And that leaves us with next year, New Year's Day special. So that's good. We don't have to wait long. We only have to wait a month, less than a month now. And then I suppose the other two are going to be like Easter and Christmas. And then Russell T Davies takes over in 2023, where he's going to have to start thinking already about the 20th anniversary. 20th anniversary? No. 60th anniversary. Yeah. You know what? I know it's already being planned, the 60th anniversary, but I wouldn't really give a crap if we didn't have a 60th anniversary edition. It doesn't seem that long ago since we had Day of the Doctor. And that was just a brilliant anniversary special. I don't know if we need a 60th. We could wait until 2025 and do it as a 20th anniversary for New Who. And then that gives us 23, 24, that gives us maybe 2, maybe 3 seasons of getting used to, because I don't think Russell T Davies is going to come back doing the same stories as he's done before. He's done other things since then. His style has developed and grown. He's got new stories in his head. Yeah, I think he's going to come back with a bang. Okay, so in conclusion, Flux good. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the new year for the New Year special. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Have a very, very happy holiday, and I'll see you in the new year. Keep well.